Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Mike. You already know what is up and what is good. And in today's video, we're going to talk about why the Lakers have been struggling. They've had a slow start to the season, but looks as if things may turn around. But until that happens, if you guys are new to the channel and just now finding me for the very first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. Let me start with this. Jenna Wolf from First Things First on FS1 with Chris Carter and Nick Wright actually posed an interesting question on the show regarding that scuffle between the Lakers and the Rockets and that whole thing between CP3 and Rondo. She asked if that incident would bring this Lakers team closer together and build some momentum, or would it make things a little worse, building thicker walls between players on the team with it getting so out of hand and having so much animosity and negativity surrounding the whole thing. Because we know Chris Paul is LeBron's closest friend in the league after Dwayne Wade. So I asked myself after I heard that question, could we potentially see Rajon Rondo getting traded any point throughout the season because of them being so close? And having done that, and not to mention, he doubled down on the situation by going after Chris Paul as a person and bringing up his kids. Now that is a stretch because Rondo is someone you want when the playoffs hit. So I'm sure they will very well get past that and keep it at just basketball. But I am curious on what some of you Lakers fans have to say about that. Not if Rondo will get traded, but do you think that fight between Rondo and Chris Paul actually brought this team closer, or do you think it made some things worse and might have separated a few guys on the team? Just a note, since that incident, the Lakers are 2-1, getting their first home win against the 4-0 Nuggets, handing them their first loss of the season. So let me know what you guys have to say about that one. As we know, the Lakers lost their first 3 games in a row to viable teams in the Western Conference to start off the season. They were some close outings, so it's not like they were getting ran out of the gym every game. They were rather close and more at the end and had a chance to close them out, but just couldn't get it done. Give them some time, and I'm sure they'll be able to improve on that aspect of their early flaws as the season progresses. The Lakers did pick up their first win against the Phoenix Suns, then proceeded to reach their first home victory against the Denver Nuggets after an impressive closing, ending the game on a 15-2 run with 6 minutes left of the game. So hopefully, this can build some momentum as the Lakers try to push forward. We also saw this back when LeBron returned to Cleveland and when he played his first years in Miami. They started off the season slow and struggled at first, but came together by the time the regular season ended and the playoffs hit. I'm sure many fans are hoping this is just a repeat of those seasons back then. The Lakers are struggling on defense, and that's one of the main reasons why they keep losing. The Lakers rank 26th in the league in defensive rating and are tied at 5th most points allowed in the paint. When JaVale McGee exits the game, which he has been playing really well for them, the Lakers have no other force that they can enter in the paint to protect the rim and contest layups. Something is going to have to change for this team to be a real presence in the Western Conference. Let's just face it, there is simply not enough shooting on this team. People prior to the season were saying this wouldn't be a problem, and I was hesitant to believe that. And now you guys see why. When you struggle to shoot from 3 at a high clip, you limit your team's spacing, scoring opportunities, and like you guys have been seeing, wins. The Lakers are 27th in the league at 3-point shooting at just 30% from that distance. That's the problem. That's how they play. In order for the Lakers to change this, they would have to change the way they play in the middle of the season already. The Lakers right now are looking to defend you at a high level, force turnovers, and outscore you on the break. That's why they lead the league in fast break points with 31 per game and stand at 3rd in the league at points off turnovers with 21 per game. But at the same time, they give up 55 points in the paint per contest, standing at 25th in the league. Luke Walton is going to have to do some adjusting, while also the players having to reach a level of unity on defense, and that just takes time. They'll have to find other ways to score if they want to hang around with these upper tier teams in the Western Conference. Now this is just me, but come around January and February, I don't think this team will be the same as it is now. Let me know what you guys think on that, but it all depends if things can come together for this team and how slow or fast they do or don't. I have noticed as well that LeBron has been struggling a little bit and hasn't really been up to par like we've been used to, like we thought he would be on this team. Yes, he has been putting up great numbers, but he or someone else is going to have to turn it up if this Lakers team wants to win games. Plus, he has been in some shooting struggles. His numbers are fine, and we all saw how the free throw shooting has played a role for this team. The The reason I say LeBron is because we all know he can do it. Everyone else on this team are either young and we don't know what to fully expect from them every night, or they're just role players and aren't known for those stellar performances to push their team to victory. I'm talking like those 40-point games. The only 2 or 3 people I can think of is Rondo and Kyle Kuzma, and maybe Lance, and here's how. Rondo can sometimes give you those 20+ assist games. That's his forte. And Kuzma had a game like this the other night, and Lance, like we saw in that game against the Denver Nuggets and what he did in the Phoenix game, sometimes he can give you those 20 to 25 points off the bench and have one of those games where he's just a spark off the bench. But all of those aren't consistent like we know LeBron can do. LeBron is going to have to do that most nights if the Lakers want to reach the playoffs indefinitely and secure a high enough spot to gain them some home court advantage if they can seek that in the playoffs. At the same time, we also have to remember that he's kind of waiting on next season. At least that's what it seems. So maybe he could be holding back for that and also the playoffs. But again, at the same time, he can't always hold back, because if he does, his team may not accumulate enough wins to reach the playoffs. And not even that, but just other teams might accumulate more wins, pushing the Lakers down, leading them to missing the playoffs. Similar to the Nuggets last season. It's not like the Nuggets were bad or didn't have enough wins to make the playoffs. Other teams just won more games by the time April and May hit. But I do believe he is cruising a little bit this season until the Lakers truly reach that contention level, because although he won't say it, he knows that they aren't there yet. We also have to acknowledge the fact that LeBron is by himself here. This ties into what I was just saying. Yes, he has Kuzma and Brandon Ingram and has other players around him that are playing very well, but none of them are bona fide stars in this league. At least not yet. LeBron has no stars with him like he had in Cleveland with Kyrie and Kevin Love, and like he had in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. So I think he understands that and just doesn't push too hard until he really has to. It definitely looks like he's not trying as hard. Yes, he gives his full effort, but he's not going out there to give you 40 points and 15 rebounds like he was last year. And not only that, but can LeBron even keep up with the pace that the Lakers are playing at? So look at it like this. If LeBron has to turn it up every night, or most nights, to give this team a win, you look at the style of play of this Lakers team. Can he do that for a whole 82 games and the playoffs? These are questions you have to ask with this team and LeBron. LeBron said to reporters, "I know what I got myself into. I knew we weren't going to be straight shooters right out the gate." And he's right. It's going to take some time for this team to really get going, especially when this is kind of their ghost year. Kind of like you have to negate this year because next year is when they're really going to be good. But something still has to change on defense and other players as well if you're trying to get something back in return for them. More guys are going to have to step up to avoid LeBron running big minutes so he can sustain this pace for 82 games and the playoffs. But he just might have to do that for the Lakers to accumulate wins to make the playoffs. He's learning very quickly and early into the season that the West isn't built like the East, which I'm sure he already knew going in. Let me guys ask you this. If the Lakers continue to struggle, do you guys see Luke Walton remaining the head coach of this team? I'm not sure what to fully think on this one just yet, but it's definitely a possibility that he gets fired if this continues. Most people believe Luke Walton would be gone by next year anyways, so at the same time they improve their roster and get another star next to LeBron, they also get that next tier coach to match their talent on the floor as well as on the sidelines as well, who puts it all together. If you guys think Luke Walton gets fired, who do you guys see that would be a good fit here to be his replacement? Or do you guys think that they'll just work through all the struggles knowing it will take time? Luke Walton has a tough agenda here and trying to see what young guys work together, and not just them, which combination of young guys and veterans work together as well. Then, on top of that, he has to find a group of guys that are on the same page defensively and stress that to the rest of the team. Remember, they struggle on defense, so he's going to have to find a lineup that guys will create unity and togetherness on defense to fill in those spots on defense to assure this team's success by the time April and May hit for the playoffs. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the Lakers' early struggles. It looks like things are looking up for this team. Do you see these problems defensively and lack of shooting lingering for this team throughout the season? Is there a possibility that the Lakers miss the playoffs? If not, where do you see them finishing, and how do you see them performing in the playoffs, and what can they achieve this year? Or possibly do we see some trades before the trade deadline? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for making it this far into the video. And again, if you guys are new to the channel and just now finding me for the very first time and like what you guys see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day. It's been your boy Mike, and you can let that beat drop.